Hi everybody, it's the Fragrant Jock here with another honest opinion. Today's honest opinion, I was in my local shopping centre, Braehead. It's just outside Glasgow. It's really Renfrewshire. I'm just at the edge of Glasgow. Anyway, I was in the Lush and I went into the body shop because a lot of people had recently, there was a few people that had went into the body shop and got a few of their fragrances, their perfumes, their new perfumes ranges, and they tried them, gave them no bad reviews. I went into the body shop and to be honest with you, they weren't really for me. The tester strips, I tested them, which was quite good because you're limited these days, but they weren't really for me. They seemed a bit weak as well, so I didn't really bother. But while I was there, I went into Lush, and normally Lush you can smell it when you're getting into the shopping centres, but this time when I went into the shop there was less stuff in it, like the usual bath bombs and everything, so they're kind of cutting down some of their stock to basically, or whatever they've got in the shop, to let people move a bit easier. And I've seen some of their fragrances, and there was one there that I noticed that I've not noticed before, and it was this one, Ginger. This is obviously the bottle. It's a wee plastic bottle. I'm not too impressed with the bottles. The sprayers are terrible as well. Well, the sprayer in this one's terrible. It's just your normal box, cardboard box. I know like the Body Shop, Lush, they kind of minimalise all the kind of packaging and everything, which is quite right. It kind of, well, it depends on the juice, but to me, you know, this was 30ml for £30. They could do a wee bit better with the bottle, especially the top. I mean, look, hardly hangs on, and it's just a wee bit of thin plastic. I'm sure they could do a wee bit better in the presentation, and still be minimalistic with things. Anyway, so I tried this and I really liked it. This came out in 2011, I think it came out. Yeah, some of the notes in it are mimosa, geranium, rose, ylang-ylang, jasmine, juniper berry. It's meant to be a vivid and fruity fragrance. This is 30ml, and you'll get this for £30. There's 60ml for £60. So it's no dead cheap, but you know, 30ml is a good size as far as I'm concerned. But I tried it and I really like it. I really do like it. You do get that ginger. It's like a sweet kind of green kind of ginger you get, almost like a Vevita ginger smell. For about, I would say, the first half hour. It's only after about an hour or so you get anything from, well, you get the geranium at the start as well, but there's meant to be rose in this, and you do get a bit of the rose as it dies down, but not much yet. Well, I certainly didn't. Yeah, there's rose in it, but not at the start. You get the ginger, the geranium, you get a bit of sweetness, probably, and you get the jasmine, and it is quite fruity, but it's also quite, I don't know how it's, you get that geranium and you get the ginger, and it's quite strong for, I would say, about the first half hour, and then it moves on to a kind of sweet kind of rose. When this first starts off, I would say, I know the Body Shop, most other stuff's like unisex, you know what I mean, it's all geared up for that. It's always been the case with the Body Shop, with the diversity and sexuality and all the rest of it. They're all for unisex and things like that, and that's fine. I always think some fragrances always lean a bit masculine or feminine, in my opinion anyway. This one, when it starts off, for me, starts off definitely masculine. And they end up, I would say, with the rose and the kind of sweetness, it ends up kind of unisex straight down the middle. But to start with, I would say it's more masculine for me, definitely. But it really is a nice one. It sticks out for me, and I would say it's well worth the money, apart from the packaging and the cap, it's well, and the sprayer, it's well worth the money for £30. I probably, if I do finish this, I would probably go for the 60ml, because when it goes on, it really is a lovely scent. Maybe a tiny wee bit synthetic, but it really is a lovely scent. You know, in my opinion anyway, I'm trying to give an honest opinion. I mean, that's all I ever try and do. I mean, but the like, say, the JS extract, I thought that was a good bargain. For me, when it went on, unless you smelt it instantly, it was a bit harsh, but for me that was it was a good deal for £8. But that's only my opinion. Certainly I thought it was well worth the £8. I would have never have paid the original $100 for it, but the £8, yeah. And obviously the guy I get the heads up of, I think he was spot on. I know a lot of people disagree, but that's fair enough. You're never going to agree on a lot of things in the way things smell in different skins, but for me that was a good deal. This I would recommend. For me, this is a good scent if you're ever in the body shop. But the only thing about the body shop is you can't test it. Lush, you can't test it. Body shop, you can test them in strips, but for some reason Lush don't do it. I said that to the girl. I says, so say I don't like it. She says, just bring it back. So they've got a deal. Basically, you take it away. If you spray it and you don't like it, you'll take it back. And they'll accept that. As long as you've got the receipt and you've only obviously no used half the bottle, you can change it if you don't like it. Because you can't test it in the shop. They're not allowing you to test it with the rules and regulations. Certainly the body shop do. I mean, certainly I would let people test. But obviously Lush is different for the body shop. But for me, I don't know why they've not got test strips in a tester bottle, because you're using hand gel as soon as you get in anyway. So there's absolutely no risk. But that's just the way it is. Anyway, some details on the the Lush. It was founded in 1995. The original shop's still there. It's I think the headquarters is in Poole, Dorset, in the UK. It was founded by a guy called Mark Constantine. He's a qualified hairdresser. He obviously worked in the original Dorset shop, which has a spa. He then met Elizabeth, I can't mind her second name, but he met this other woman, and they basically went into business together. I think they met up with a couple other people, and then in 1980, that's when Lush was born. They actually done a competition to see who could come up with the best name for what they were going to name their new business, and whoever won it, the name was Lush, which is meant to mean fresh, green, verdant, and that's when it was born. So Lush was born in 1995 between obviously Mark Constantine and this woman Elizabeth, who, you know, obviously, and there was two other people involved, but it was a competition to get the name, and somebody obviously won the competition, and Lush was the name that they came with. But the original shop is still in Dorset. Just a wee bit of history on them. So they've been about for a long time. But as I say, this is well worth it. If you get a chance to get into Lush, and maybe you're bored or whatever, then I would recommend this. I definitely would. And it's straight down the middle when it starts to fade or it starts to dry down. But at the start, I say it's unisex, but I would say it leans slightly masculine. Okay, it's a quick, honest opinion. Hope everybody's safe and well. Bye for now.